Okay. Able to see my screen, everyone? So we started discussing the event domain. Can someone confirm? Able to see my screen?
Yeah, we can see, sir.
Okay, fine. Okay. Okay. So the next variable in the DM domain. DM DTC and DM DV. Date and time of collection, study day of collection. Okay. Date and time of collection. So when this from the subject, when these demographic details are collected with the subject, okay, the date will capture. Okay, demographic date of collection. Okay, what does that mean? From when these demographic details are collected from the subject. Details are collected from the subject. Okay, the date we have to mention. So always date standard, which should be there in a character data type and should be there in a standard format. Okay, you have to make sure that. Generally, when we will collect all this demographic information, when we will collect? Yes. When we will ask to the subject, at which visit? At the time of screening, right? Clear? See, when you come for screening only, we'll ask what's your age, what's your country, what's your race, okay, what's your date of birth. All these details we will ask and will collect at the time of screening, mostly at the time of screening. Okay, obviously at the time of screening only we'll ask the subject and we'll collect the details. Okay, so while you are deriving the DMDTC, okay, just give me 1 minute, it's 1 minute. Able to see my screen, right? So demographic data of collection. So when this demographic information you are collected from the subject. So mostly at the time of screening, we'll collect the demographic information. Okay. So generally we have to populate. We have to populate the screening visit date as a demographic date. Sometimes in some studies directly demographic collection date they will give in the raw data. If they did not given screening visit date, we have to capture as a demographic collection date. Okay, for example, so this 101 subject, okay, he visited the screening on 2017 01 and 18. Okay, subject ID. It is going to be your visit, and this is going to be your visit start date. Let us assume. Now this date going to be your DMDTC for this subject. Clear? In every study, in every CRF, okay, definitely see here, there is a date of screening will be there. This date of screening, we can capture the as a DMDTC. Okay, in CRF, we can see the date called date of screening. Okay, so that date we can utilize as a DMDTC. Clear? So when this demographic information was correct, the date was required. Clear? That is DMDTC. Next, DMD study day. So study day is a numeric value. You have to derive a numeric value. Okay. So how it has to be derived? Okay, it's going to be derived based on your DMDTC and RFSTDTC. What is the DMDTC meaning? Demographic data collection. RFSTDTC is meaning treatment start date. So what they are expecting here is how many days before starting of the treatment, this demographic information you are collected. 10 days before, 20 days before, 5 days before, 1 day before. Or on the same day, you are collected the details. The number of days they want. The study day, any time if you find a word called study day is, it's called number of days. Number of days from the treatment start date. It's a constant. Number of days from the treatment start date. It is before or after. Depends on this variable. Okay, this study day will come in every domain. Okay, different. In every domain, we'll have different based on the different start date, we will calculate. Okay. The number of days from the treatment start dates, either before or after. The number of days we have to derive. Okay. See the formula. DMDY is equal to DMDTC minus RFSTDTC plus 1. When your DMDTC greater than or equal to RFSTDTC. Greater than or equal to RFSTDTC. If it is less than, if your DMDTC is less than RFSTDTC, then just do the minus. Okay, so this is the formula. When DMDTC greater than or equal to RFSTDTC, DMDTC minus RFSTDTC plus 1. If it is less than, just do the minus. What is that meaning? Greater than or equal to and less than? What the meaning will be? Okay, so when your DMDTC means your demographic information collection date is on or after treatment start date. RFSTD is nothing but treatment start date, right? So your demographic information, if you collected on the same day or after, then you have to apply this formula. No, if you collected the demographic information before RFSTDTC, then you have to do the just do the minus. Logically, tell me in these two scenarios, which one will satisfy mostly?
Second one, right, Sudarshan? Generally, like the treatment start date is always like after collecting the screening date, right?
Correct. So correct, right? So mostly how we have the flow: first to screening, then randomization, correct? Then treatment, then follow, correct? So here demographic date should meaning is nothing but we are telling it's a screening date only, correct? Because at the time of screening only we collect the demographic information, and this is the RFSTDTs is nothing but treatment date. So what condition you are checking? So logically think always your treatment start date will come after screening date only. Means you will collect the screening always will be before the treatment only. In whichever way you will say, correct? So the meaning is that so your DMDTC is before the treatment started. So mostly this condition will satisfy. In very rare case, okay, in very rare case, maybe you're screening today, you collected the demographic information. Today only you give the treatment. Generally, it won't happen. After giving the treatment, you won't collect the demographic information. So this after condition will not satisfy. Maybe equal to condition will satisfy. Okay, let me show you with the data, then you'll get a clear idea also how to derive this DMD values. Okay, let me take some data. 1 second. Okay, see, I have a data like this. 101 subject, we have collected the demographic information on 21st. We started the treatment for him on 28th. Now tell me what is the DMDY values? Which condition satisfy? First you have to check a condition whether DMDTC less than RFSTDTC or greater than RFSTDTC. According to the condition, you have to apply the formula. First
Just
tell me
minus 7 days.
DMDTC greater than or less than. First condition or second condition?
Second condition.
So second condition. So DMDTC less than RFSTDTC. So simple, right? 21 less than
Yeah.
28. 21 less than 28 only.
Yeah.
Before your demographic date is coming before the treatment start date. So what is the formula I have to apply? DMDTC minus RFSTDTC. So what is that meaning? 21 minus 28. How much?
7.
Minus 7.
Yeah.
So minus 7. You have to capture as a
Minus
minus. What is that meaning? So 7 days before the treatment start date, they are collected the demographic information for this 101 subject. Okay. Now 102 subject. Check. This March 20th and March 25th. Okay. Which condition is satisfying? First or second?
Second again.
Again second. So what is the formula I have to apply? DMDTC minus RFST. So 20 minus 25. How much?
Minus 5.
So minus 5. So 5 days before they collected the demographic information before starting the treatment. Next, 24 and 24. So which
First one.
condition? So it is satisfying the first condition. Your DMDTC equal to RFSTDTC. So when it is equal to RFSTDTC, what is
Plus
the formula? DMDTC minus RFSTDTC plus 1. So what is that meaning? DMDTC is 24, RFSTDTC again 24th plus 1. So 24 minus 24, 0, 0 plus 1, 1. It's going to be 1. Okay. What is that meaning? So today he collected the demographic information. Today only he gave the treatment. So in that scenario, you'll get a value. What about 104? First one or second one? DMDT is greater than or equal to RFSTDT or less than RFSTDT?
First one.
Second one.
Second one, right? 21 less than 26, right?
Yeah.
How it became
Yeah.
first one?
Second.
Second one, right? So DMDT is minus RFS. 21 minus 26. Again, minus 5. Okay. So this is how you will get a values. Now understand, right? So from this, what you understand here, which is very clear thing is that your dm dy values is negative only. Mostly it will negative values. Correct? Or you will get a positive value, that is 1 is the maximum case. In the maximum case, you will get one value. That's it. But remember, you will never get a 0. It will never 0. And you will not get more positive values of 2, 3 also you won't get, because it never, you're not supposed to calculate, you're not supposed to collect the demographic details after treatment started. It is wrong. So if you got any more than positive values, more than 1, if you get any values, either you programmatically you did a mistake, or else the data they collected wrongly. If it is the data, the dates was wrong, you have to raise a data issue. You have to inform to your team lead or your manager. You have to write a data issue. Okay, there should be a data issue tracker. It will be there. In the data issue tracker, you have to mention, okay, for these subjects, the screening visit date is after the treatment start date. It's not correct. So they'll rectify the dates and they'll send you the latest dates. Okay, let me show you that one as well. For each project, like this one data issue log will maintain. One second. It's opening. Okay, say like this, for example, DTC, you are right. Okay, we have DTC, dates are not appropriate. You have to write, say, details. You have to write details like this. What is the raw data, which variable, what is the issue find out, on which date you raise the issue. So you have to send to the CDM team, because who gave this raw data first was CDM team only, right? So we have to send this sheet to CDM team. So they'll rectify the data and they'll send us the latest data sets. Those latest data sets we have to reuse and we have to rerun. Then that issue will go. Clear? Like this, if you find any data issues, you have to raise a data issue log. You have to update this data issue. Okay, every study it will be maintained in your project. Clear? Yes. Now clear, right? So this DMDY, how to derive? So normally I wrote the values. You have to write it using programmatically. So take a task, programmatically you derive this DMDY values. Okay. Please everyone do this task, because mostly in every domain, 100% in every domain, the study day derivation will come. Okay. Whatever program you're going to write it now, that program will be constant. Same formula, programmatically what you are doing, you are to write if DMDT is greater than or equal to RFSTDC, then DMDY is equal to this one. If it is less than, then this one. But you don't use a character variable, you have to use a numeric variables. Okay. DMDTC RFSTD generally is a character data type, but you cannot do a directly minus and a character data type, right? So you have to take a numeric versions and you have to apply the formula. Okay. So take this is a data set as input, write a program to get this output data set. Okay. This is a task. Clear? So everyone is clear with the study day derivation? Okay. Clear the task also, what to do? So this DMDY, okay, the study day derivation will be common, it will come in every domain. So what I'll give some standard formula. So you can use this formula throughout your SDTM. Okay. Totally, there are 3 types of study days we'll get. One is normal study day. Just now we saw, right? I'm giving an x6. In x6 place, you replace with the domain name. Now we just now do it dm dy, right? Similarly, you're going to get lb dy, vs dy, like that. Okay. And also we have study days like this. Study start day, study end days also. It's also similar formula. So let me show you for xs dy. You're going to derive xs dtc and rfst dtc. Your rfst dtc is constant. Okay, only this variable will change. Okay, in xx place, replace with the domain name. Just now we saw a dm dtc minus rfst dtc plus 1 when dm dtc greater than or equal to rfst dtc. If it is less than, just do the minus dm dtc minus rfst dtc. Okay, so remember this formula. So in xx place, replace with the domain name. Similarly, study start day. If they ask study start days, it's going to be xx st dtc. Okay, so xx st dtc minus rfst dtc plus 1 when xx st dtc is greater than or equal to rfst dtc. If it is less than, just do the minus. Okay, for example, in AE domain, adversary 101 subject got a fever. Okay, he got fever on 12, ended on 15. The treatment started for him on February 1st. Okay, so your xxt dy you have to derive. That is AEST dy if you want to derive. So you have to check a formula. Same, whether your AEST dt. In xx plus replace with AE. Your AEST dtc greater than or equal to rfst dtc or less than rfst dtc. Check a condition and apply. First condition is satisfied. So AEST dtc minus rfst dtc plus 1. 12 minus 1. 11. 11 plus 1. 12. Okay. Similarly, xx dy. Similarly, you have xen dy also. Study end day. You are going to derive based on AEN dtc and rfst dtc. In xx en dtc, xx rfst. En dtc and rfst. Same xx en dtc greater than or equal to rfst dtc. Xx en dtc minus rfst dtc plus 1. If it is less than, just do the minus. Now we have to take it end date and rfst. Check again 15 and 1. Greater than or less than. Just do the minus and plus. See 15 minus 1. 14. 14 plus 1. 15. Clear? So remember these three formulas. Now just now I used the first formula. Similarly, these formulas also you may use in AE domain, CM domain, MH domain. Okay. AEST dy, AEN dy, CMST dy, CMAN dy, MHST dy, MHEN dy, DSST dy. Going forward, you're going to see in other domains these variables. So try to remember here only. Standard one formula, if you remember, only this variable will change. Simple. Okay. Clear? Everyone?
Yeah,
Understand
Sudarshan, and
now?
also this end date is always fall under like greater than or equal to treatment date, right? In this case,
Which case?
end date case, study end date.
No, you are speaking about which domain?
Any domain.
No,
AE, sorry, AE.
you
AE end
speak
date.
about AE. Okay, AE and DDC. It's like in defense. Mostly, if it's speaking AE, because obviously adverse
events.
event is nothing but you will get a side effects after treatment start date only, right? So always you start date and end date. First scenario only satisfied.
Yeah, first scenario, right? Okay.
Okay, but programmatically you have to do it, apply both. Standard formula you have to apply. Because you don't know, right? Sometimes dates, maybe wrong dates, they may populate. The data may comes wrong. So you have to apply both the conditions you have to apply. If you apply only one condition, the second scenario, the dates you may miss because you cannot predict, right?
Yeah,
How the
exactly.
dates will come. So you have to apply the formula, standard formula you have to apply. Mostly, but by observing that values, you have to get to know. Okay. So here in DM domain, how I get to know. So after derivation, once I see the final data set, your DM dy values, I'll understand whether you got the correct values or not.
Yeah.
Like logically, you have to think and just and get the correct values. Clear?
Got it.
So that is DMDTC and DMDY. So in this DM domain, the last variables are arm code, actam. Description of and plan of arm code, description of actual and actual. Okay. What is arm? Arm is nothing but treatment. So what they're asking, okay, description of planned arm is nothing but treatment, planned treatment name. So after randomization, in the randomization sheet, they're going to mention, right, which subject has to take which treatment. So that's going to be your planned treatment. So here we have to mention planned treatment name. Okay, it's going to be populated from your randomization stage, from the randomization sheet. It will be populated. Okay, so particular, for example, okay, 101 subject, they plan to give the drug A. 102 subject, they plan to give the drug B. This is as per plan. Actam is nothing but actually what happened. What actual treatment is given. For example, for 101 subject planned drug A, yes, they gave drug A only. For 102 subject, they planned for drug B, but 102 subject also they gave drug A only. See, planned was different, actually may happen different. Okay. Arm code is nothing but short names. Okay, same planned treatment name, but treatment short name will capture. Planned treatment short. Okay, so instead of drug A, drug B, we'll capture DADB like this. Drug A, drug B. Same actual treatment short names will capture. Actam. Okay, so drug A, drug A. So short name, instead of full drug full name, we'll capture the short names. Okay, clear? Understand the difference between arm and actam. Arm is the planned treatment, actam is the actual treatment is given. Okay. Now, so this arm and arm codes, actam and actam codes will capture differently for the different studies. For example, there are two types of study designs we have, right? Parallel study design and crossover study design. What is the difference between parallel study design and crossover study design? What's the difference?
Parallel studies 101 and 102 given the same drug, sir.
Same drug. Why you use same drug? Why only for 101, 102? What is the definition? What is the difference between parallel study design and crossover study design?
Crossover means between the study 1 and study 2 there is a washout period is there.
Between the study 1 and study 2. Why study 1, study 2? Okay, I understand your intention, okay, but that is not a way to tell, right?
Okay, sir.
Generally, like subject will be exposed to only one treatment, that is called as a parallel study, and then if subject is exposed to multiple treatments at a time, So it will
It's
be a
going to be
crossover study, right?
That's it. Simple. If subject will be exposed to only one drug and the same drug is continuing. Okay, see. In a clinical trial, if the subject will be exposed to only one treatment and same treatment will be continued until the treatment end phase. So it would be a parallel study design. Okay, if the subject will be exposed to multiple treatments, okay, then it's going to be a crossover study design. See, we'll capture arm and arm values differently. For example, in 101 subject, one subject will have only one arm. 101 subject in a crossover study design, see, multiple treatment is taken. You'll get a different values. So by seeing your data set arm values also, we can understand it's a parallel study design or crossover study design. Clear? Okay. So all this are not required. Okay, see the difference. This is how we'll capture for parallel study design, crossover study design will capture difference. Okay. Okay. Now again here two more scenarios are there. The first scenario. For a screen failure subjects, which subjects we called as screen failures? Remember we discussed screen failures and unassigned subjects. Whom we call screen failures, whom we call unassigned subjects.
Screen failures we call as exclusion subjects.
What is exclusion subjects?
Means the subjects which are not acceptable, which are not under the acceptable criteria.
Eligibility criteria.
Eligibility criteria. Okay.
Ah.
The subjects who are failed in the screening, who are not met any inclusion and exclusion criteria, those subjects who failed in the screening, correct? For those subjects, we call them as screen failures. Correct?
And
then what about unassigned subjects? What about unassigned subjects? Whom we call unassigned subjects? Just in DM domain only I discussed. See, after screening, okay, in the randomization state, if some people will drop, we call them as unassigned subjects. The subjects who failed in screening, we call them as screen failures. Clear, right? So in the screening stage, after screening the randomization stage, if any people will drop, we call them as a unassigned subject. Okay, now the case is for screen failure subjects. What is the arm code, and ACTAM code values will come.
It should be null, right?
Okay. Now, here, in these two scenarios, we are going to capture some controlled terminologies. Okay, some standard values we have to populate. Controlled terminology. Okay. So arm we have to populate as screen failure. Okay. screen failure. ARM code we are going to populate as a screen failure. So same terminology, same letters, same wording you have to use. Okay, it was mentioned in the CDs only. See here. Screen fail, not assigned. Okay, these are controlled terminologies. So these controlled terminologies only we have to populate for these scenarios. Okay. Screen failure. For Actam also is going to be screen failure. For ARM code also it's screen failure. For a screen failure subject. When you come for unassigned subjects, okay, your control terminology will be not assigned and ARM code value should be not assigned. Okay, ASSJ. Same for Actam code also. Clear? So remember these two scenarios. You'll get an interview question, straightforward interview question. What is the screen for screen failure subjects? What is the ARM and ARM code values will come? For unassigned subject, what is the ARM code and Actam code values will come? Okay. So you have to tell this that knowledge. Okay, clear? That's it. So these about ARM and ARM code, Actam and Actam code in a DM. So this we're completed all the variables in a DM domain. Clear? Everyone, any doubts, any variable? So we discussed about study ID, domain, unique subject ID, subject ID, investigator name, RF ICDTC, PNDTC, start date, end date, L60DTC, XCNDTC. Now we just discussed ARM code, Actam code, DTH DTC, DTH FL, BRTH DTC, site ID, sex, age units, race, country, ethnic, DM DTC, and DFD. Okay. So last class I gave any tasks. You guys completed any tasks?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's it. One. So let me review all the codes now. Tomorrow I'll explain the project. Today I'll send the project also. You guys will try the project. Okay. Tomorrow I'll explain what programmatically how to do the PM domain completely. Okay, able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Sorry, Zoom got disconnected. I'm not recording today.
Recording in progress.
So what are sent next in Dharma? Manas. 1 second, guys. Manas Mehboob. Let me check. Swami. So the task gave it's about study. Okay. The term is equal to death. Why you are writing R statement there? You could have write it like this also, right? Swami. Simple. In operator also you can use it. Or else you use some upcase and you can write it. There are multiple ways you can do it. Okay. First one is fine. Next, birthday dates. Using input function, put function. No, this is not a formula I asked, right? But the formula I gave in the notes. For age, same formula you have to use. That's a standard formula. Swami.
Okay, Sudesh.
But if we use that formula, we are getting the age as 37 Sudarshan, not, but in the data set, you gave it like a 38 years old.
Okay.
So here there is a confusion, means how old we have to take or is the running age we have to take?
No, we have to apply this formula. If you apply this formula, which date you will get that one you have to take.
But in the output data set, it is like
Maybe in the
the
notes,
different age.
manually I was calculated.
Oh, okay, then that's okay.
I have not given correctly. Which
So just confirming whether we have to take the old, how many years old that we are, or it is the running date. So it is not a mandate, right?
it's not mandate. You have to apply this end date minus start date. Formula if you
Oh.
apply.
Okay.
But you are not supposed to get these numeric values. Okay. Take integer portion. Okay.
Oh,
37, 20. Okay. Actually, to get the 38, got to add a plus one actually. Sometimes we do minus plus one. But here plus one. Okay, keep it here. This is enough.
And also,
Okay.
Sudarshan, if you use that year
Standard
difference,
formula.
right? So, and if you use year difference, right, there is no way we can get that numerics, right? So we have to convert again that, right, to remove the decimals. Year diff is not the right one, right?
Yeah, here if you are not supposed to use it, sir. Here.
Mm.
Okay, that's the reason I gave the standard formula.
Mhm.
Okay, don't use this one. You directly use this.
Mhm.
Okay. Fine.
Okay.
So do these changes. Next. Dharma. Okay. Same for you. You can do it like this, or you can use in operator. Okay. Or else you can write like this.
Yeah, just prop case also we can do, or else upcase.
You can
Yeah.
use upcase or a prop case.
Yeah.
Anything you can use.
Yeah, exactly.
Whichever you're comfortable, you can use it.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mm.
Yes, you can go ahead using
Yeah, just try it using proxy.
using proc SQL also.
Mm. Yeah, here also same formula we should apply. I forgot.
Change this one.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, sure.
Next. Because 2 times open.
Oh, what happened?
Okay. You no need to mention as a dot. Okay. DTH, DTC is a character variable, right?
Yeah.
Why put a dots? It's not okay.
Okay.
If you comment this one, it won't. Okay. Now you can draw this. Okay, again, if you directly assign, you have to apply the formula. Format.
Format.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Next. Again, you used INTCK function.
Yeah, I thought you gave me the so like the age is 38 years, right? But there I'm getting 37. So I searched in the I take the help from SAS. So I find that INTCK option there. So just tried using that.
That's right. Why where subject greater than 1? What is this?
So in the output, you only gave the first observation. Like for 101, you asked how many years like that. So
Actually, I did not give full values.
so I thought like you asked only the
Why
first
will
part.
derive the only for 101 subject?
I do. Yeah. I thought like that, but the output is like that only, right?
Okay. This is why. This is not required. I commented this scientific. You derived from the. Okay.
Okay.
Remaining is fine.
Okay, sir.
Next novel. Why he wrote reverse? Study completed. Term is equal. There are different terms may come. Ask _1. Why these all subjects are right? We're getting the dates for all the subjects. Now,
Sir,
and you derived the only flag alone. What about DTs you were not derived only. Why you wrote term is equal study completed? Why you wrote like this?
that we are adding the flag, na, sir.
So, what is a flag? What is the meaning of flag here?
When death is there, we have to show that is why.
Now, when there is a death was happened, for those subjects you have to give a flag as yes.
Sir.
Then why you took study completed? And then what about dates? Where is the dates you are derived? Wherever the death has happened, I need a dates, right? Then you could have write like this. Your upcase of your term is equal to your death. Then do, okay? You can derive the dates. You give the whatever the date is given, the date you can assign and give the flag as yes. Else condition also not. Then
Okay, sir.
okay, later you can draw. Okay. Dates and article you have to apply the plot. Okay. So 102, 104 subjects only death has happened. But those subjects only are getting date and flag. What is this? You applied here and here also. You deriving age here and again why you are here. Why?
Okay, sir. Okay.
Date of birth and ICDTC is uninitialized. In date of birth and ICDC is uninitialized. You mean this code is enough? You completed the coding everything here on. Wait. RFICTC, AGTC, JS units. Here only you are getting everything. Again, why you write this step? Then apply here only, right? You are renaming, you are doing age derivation, everything here only. Subject ID, BRTC, RFICTC, age. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Well. What about others? Where is your task? Deepa, Ashok, Balaji, Kishan. Where is your task? Ashok.
Yes, sir. Actually, I missed some classes because of the little bit confused that I have to be back up for the previous classes, and I'll try to. I'll sit one day and I'll completely observe that, and I will do it, sir.
Okay. Kishan. Pandit is absent. Balaji. Today I'll see the project also. This raw data sets and specification also. So based on the specification, you have to start writing the programming. Tomorrow I'll explain the program. Today you try from your end. Okay. So first what you have to do, first once I send I'm going to send the raw data sets. Okay, in a zip file I'll send, unzip that file. Okay, create a folder like this. Okay, take this raw data sets into one location. Okay, use one option called options no format error to open this data sets. Okay. So there is a lib name called raw, it was created. It has all the raw data sets. Okay, you can use these raw data sets by using this specification. You have to write a program. Okay, just refer the specification, start writing. Today I'll send you guys. Tomorrow I'll explain in detail. Clear? But make sure use this option to read the raw data. Anyway, I was mentioning in the notes also for your reference. Okay, so today I'll send the project also. Please start working on the project. Tomorrow I'll explain the DM domain. So before coming to the next class, make sure everyone, others also, those who are not completed the task, complete your tasks in the DM domain. Then you start the project. Okay. So that's it for today. Today I'll send the class notes and along with project. Okay. Fine then. That's it I have. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Recording stopped.